Hello, everybody. So, my hair's a bit of a mess. So, the goal here when you're getting good at dating and you're learning dating is I wouldn't recommend necessarily that you get yourself a coach that is a guru. I would like to think of myself as someone who is constantly learning and innovating, and it doesn't matter how much I know, I will always be learning new things. And the reason why I bring this up is because about a month and a half ago, one of my students said that he discovered, well, he's trialing this new thing. He's trying this new technique, right? And he told me about it, and then we had a good talk about it, and now he's split testing it and trialing it and trying to get a little bit more information whether it works or not. Now, I like to think of myself and a lot of my students trying novel ideas all the time as if we're kind of like pickup scientists. I know it's a little bit funny, but I like to think of us as like we've got our PhD, we're doing research on dating and trying to maximize our results all the time. And sometimes I do have my students, which I teach them this philosophy. It's a growth mindset philosophy that there's always something new to be learned. It's not canned lines. It's not built within this really rigid structure, so you can never really improve. It's a way. It's a philosophy. It's a way of thinking. And so, not often, but every now and then, I'll have some of my students. And I haven't been coaching for very long, but I've been, doing cold approach for a long time. They'll come back to me and go, "Hey, I want to try this new thing, and it seems to be working so far." And I'll talk to them, and it's almost like bro science, but I'm almost like the professor, and I've got some PhD students, and I get the setup right so that the science actually works or makes some sort of a sense. And they go out there and they put it into a spreadsheet sometimes and try some new things. And that is, I would say, this growth mindset where it's a philosophy where you're always learning and trying new things. It makes everything more interesting. Now, I've never heard of this from any other coaches out there. Not a lot of the coaches are a little bit rigid. They work off their mate value. Most of them are just pretty boys. Most of them they don't think about it this way, and there's like a canned structure, or they're just basing it off being tall, good looking, or American, or having an American passport. And so when you look at this way of learning cold approach and dating and maximizing your results, that way you have a better top end. You're more likely to get better results at the top end than most of the other guys out there. And I just thought I'd make a little video about this because I think it's really interesting that some of them come back to me with these novel ideas that I wouldn't have thought about myself. And I don't have a huge ego where I make out that I'm this massive guru that knows everything. They come to me with these novel ideas and I'm constantly learning as well. I have a lot of experience and a lot of history, and now I'm starting to get better at coaching. But now what I do is with you guys, when you come and do proper coaching with me, you go out and you start trialing new things as well. It comes back to me, and my understanding of game just constantly grows because of you guys. You not only become students, you go out there and kind of, you're kind of doing pick up research on your own as well, and it comes back to me. I think eventually I will write a book on this. It will be very complicated, but I might wait until I'm a lot older to write this book. But there's a lot of things that guys learn when they come out with me. Think about it this way. how many of the coaches out there, they'll take you out and you'll do a boot camp, you'll do a little immersion. Some of them only take you out for a couple hours even, and they'll charge you a lot of money. That is because they don't have a depth of understanding of game. They don't have the ability to stick with you for an entire week or even an entire month. I'm about to go off with 4 or 5 guys for an entire month. I'm going to lose my voice and I'm going to continue talking, and they're going to come back wrecked, exhausted. And I can talk the entire month about game. And this is another part of it. A lot of guys, they'll come to me with what they think is a novel idea because they just don't have the experience, and I'll go, oh, yeah, done that, trialed that, or I know someone else that has tried that. I know a book on that. I know someone that's, used that method before. It's not a novel idea. And that's what makes this fun. Having this growth mindset where you're kind of like pick-up scientists on your own. You're doing research. That's what makes it interesting for me. I might have to write a book, but it'll be in a very, very, very long time. I don't think I'm ready yet to be writing a book. I haven't been coaching long enough. Maybe in the future. But on the topic of books, if you're interested in getting to know my history, go to the top link in the description. Go to my website, onemanslifemission.com, and you could probably just Google the Disabled Casanova on Amazon. On Amazon, I think there's a few websites out there that sell it, and you can book that. Learn a bit about myself. It's dirt cheap. That's a good way to get in and hear about my life story. And yeah. For you guys at home, if you're interested in doing an immersion, a travel immersion somewhere cheap, I usually do them for an entire month. It's cheaper to do those immersions, but I also do week-long immersions here in Sydney, Australia. I prefer not to do boot camps because I don't have enough time with you guys. I need an entire week because I'm working on getting results for each and every one of you. I don't want you doing a boot camp, leaving me, and then not improving your results and then going to another coach. That damages my reputation. My goal is to get the best out of you. And sometimes that is not easy. Sometimes you get frustrated. Sometimes, you have to work hard to achieve these things. And that's what we're here to do. Get the best out of you so that you don't need to do any more coaching or go down the rabbit hole of online dating advice and Googling stuff. Let's just solve it. And I like to think that with a lot of the guys out there, I have solved it. So if you're interested in doing some cold approach coaching, top link in the description. Check out my website. I've got 300 blog posts on there. I've written a book. I've got a cheap digital product. It's cheap. It's for absolute beginners. It's a real basic one. So don't get your hopes up that it's going to solve your life problems in dating. There's lots of blog posts there, and there's lots of videos like this on this YouTube channel if you want to stick around. And yeah, I think that's it for today. I'll see you guys in the next video.